Alright. So, this is all my stuff from the 80s. Okay, so let me just straighten this out here. The old Beetle Monster. See the old Beetle Monster? My brother put some springs in the back. I think everybody did everything they could to these Beetle Monsters to make them work well. All the engine extra stuff you got to put just on that stupid thing to hold all that stuff together. Boy, had to engineer everything for these things just so they hold together. The old frog. That's an original old frog right there. All right. Body's not so good, but you know. These tires were off my brother's. That was the Tamiya F150 pickup that I wish I had now. That's gone too, but the other vehicles that have gone to my CJ Wild Willy and my Beetle Monster. But other than that, what are we gonna do? These are soda bottle cars. This is a soda bottle. Yep. You pretty much make them look like a car for your 12th car. That's the little guy from the Lola T600. There's a couple of motors. Race Prep. Technotune. Kyosha Gold. That came in this container here. And in this thing you can see that's an original Team Associated 05. Right in there. Another thing, these are battery packs. 1400 milliamp matched. And we got a whole pile of them things. There's the old little 12i. And this is my brother's 12L. Here's a little soda bottle car. And you can see the Novaks, similar. Oh, back in the 80s, that's what you had. Speedwork Reds. I think that's about it. My low-C truck. Alright. This low-C JRXT. Probably the best one you'll ever see. I inverted the whole rear end. I mid-engined it. And nobody could ever beat me with this. This thing had the best suspension over any jumps, hills, and bumps. Nobody could beat me. This is an original. I just got to put the uprights back with all the original stuff. This is the aftermarket kit. You know, I have all the original stuff for it, but I could put that back. Original JRXT. The old Blackfoot. Still missing some parts on this now. 10L. Everybody had one of these. This is the carbon fiber 10L kit. And here we go with these hard rubber tires. These were back in the 90s. We used to get these tires. They were just hard rubber on foam. You can see the foam and then hard rubber. We figured out a little bit better to take a bicycle inner tire tubes and stretch them over the foam, and you could get a better rounded edge and a much, much better tire. And that was what we had to do back in the 90s. They didn't have the stuff that you have now. So 80s and 90s, we didn't have anything. In fact, here's our carpet tires. And these are original good sets right here. These are pretty good, these. Because you can still smell the Paragon ground effects. Okay, that's right in this full. Okay, and here's a whole pile of motors. These are motors we got up at K&N Raceway, I think, for an event. And a lot of these were at places where we had events. The Pulp, Super Speedway motors, yellow, red, green, the old RevTech, and the old Joel Johnson Magic. You know, more Speedworks motors. And the old Futaba speed controls, huh? Gotta love that stuff, man. Okay, and then, hey, if you didn't have one of these motor dressers, you really weren't doing your motor. Do we know what this is? 1980. That's what you had. Then they jumped it up and got the old Attack. But the Junior's the way to go. That's pretty much what everybody had back then. As a junior, you didn't have a junior, you didn't have anything. This is my boy, oh boy. Probably don't even know what that thing is. This is the old MRC car. We had about 4 or 5 of these. Back in '87, racing at Hidden Pond Park, we needed a car to race in. We got these. They weren't so good because the front end's always bashed up, misaligned. So eventually you succumb to a 10L. This is my 10L. I raced this all over in a lot of events. Did very, very well. See, I think the one was up at K&N Raceway out of what, a few hundred people. I think I won the C main. So I was like racing after them. Those speedway cars coming out then, they were narrow speedway cars. They were coming out. They were just kicking booty. I never got one. It pretty much ended by the time that came out. Here's the old bowling car. This was everybody usually had a bowling car. So here's your bowling car. Here's what you really wanted. I put this together, a wild one. I put this together for a friend. The kid used it for 4 months and they gave it back to me because it didn't break. And the kid kept playing with it. So that's how good I put them together. And you want to talk about chargers. Okay, so this is basically what I always used. This is what we had in the beginning, the MRC quick charger. The NASA Pros were always the good ones. But then Novak Peaks, and then the original Tekin Pulse charger. And I believe I have everything in here. This is for the 4-cell packs, and everything's in that. That's like original. And here, this is what you had to do cell by cell. This is what you really used right here. The competition electronics. This was the best. This you would use with your battery charger or your battery you would bring in and use that. Wow. Corvette CR1. And I just fixed the crank starter for it. So the crank starter works fine. Everything's working good. I'm going to get this running soon. But it's the stinger that I really wanted to get going. But I didn't realize when I brought it back here, it didn't have a motor. But there's an original stinger. Chain drive. A little rusty. Got to fix it all back up again. But there you go. That's a stinger right there. They will chain drive. I see the ones on the internet and stuff that have a belt. They didn't have a belt. They had a chain. They would chain drive. Okay. And this is actually the same motor that can go right on that. That's why I'm not even worried. I can take this, put it right on there, use it. Same stuff. So this is a Corvette ZR1 Kyosha. And that's the stinger. This giant monster is my brother's Burns. These, everybody had these giant gas 4-wheel things. It was really tough with gas back then. You needed that big wheel charger. They didn't have crank starters. They were just coming out. And then, really here at the end now, you know what this is, guys. It's coming up there. The Avante. I just went to go get it. Found out my tire broke. So I'm going to need tires. Okay, so there you go. This is an Avante from 1988. I have the booklet for it. And the car with the RX 450 ZZ Technical. Just about everything.